Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be going over an event to get the weapon that was teased to us about a week ago, and it is this weapon on the screen. It is the Whisperer weapon. We have known about the fact that there was going to be a little mini event where you would need 4 characters from the Whisperer allegiance to actually get your hands on this weapon. But it does seem to work slightly differently than that, so even if you don't have 4 characters, you can still get rewards if you say have 1, 2, 3, 4, or you may even be able to get more if you have 5. So I'll read through the intro information. It says, United Suffering, Whisperer's Weapon Roadmap. When you're trying to survive the end of the world, everybody is out for themselves. That is one of the only things we all have in common out there. That and the united suffering the Whisperers bring. The roadmap times are as follows. It starts on Monday, the 11th of October at 5 PM Pacific time, and it ends a week later on Monday, the 18th of October at 5 PM Pacific time. Now, reading further on into the information, it says, in this final roadmap of the Blood and Whispers event, you'll fight your way through to the first ever Allegiance weapon, Alpha's Savage Dirty Machete. You'll need 4 Whisperers Allegiance fighters at grade 5 or higher to finish this challenge and collect this exclusive reward. Each act will require the use of a different grade 5 or higher Whisperers Allegiance fighter. This roadmap will use world energy and will reward skulls upon the completing each stage and act. You will also use the skulls to trade in the grey market for Alpha's Savage Dirty Machete, engine grease, blowtorches, varnish or armory tokens. We also thought it would be a good opportunity to remind everyone that there will be no more roadmaps rolling out for this event that will use heads on a spike as energy, so make sure to use them while you still can. Both the Blood and the Whispers roadmap will run until the end of the grey market and Mike stashes, so players can have time to think about how to use their heads on a spike, broken Whisperer masks and Doomsday tokens as they wish. And just a heads up that the Whispers roadmap does reset every 4 hours, so make sure you can actually get rid of your remaining heads on a spike in that time. The Blood roadmap entirety costs 600, so if you haven't completed that, complete that as soon as possible so you can get into the 4-hour reset roadmap Whispers as soon as possible. Now there is some grey market information, and it just shows in detail it for Alpha's Dirty Machete. You can get a quantity of 1 of these. It does cost 20 skulls. For a varnish, it costs 3 skulls and you can get up to 4. Engine grease the same, 3 skulls up to 4. Blowtorch, 2 skulls up to 5. And armory tokens, 5,000 of them for 1 skull, up to 20 claims of 5,000 to up to 100,000 if you so wish. This is just a reminder of what Alpha's Savage Dirty Machete stats are going to be. It has 30 crit, a huge bonus to AP when attacking. The Whisperer's Allegiance bonus here as well gives all Whisperers 60 crit and 15% AP at the beginning of each wave. And then lastly, heal reduction on crit. When dealing a critical hit, give that enemy 50% heal reduction for 1 turn. Now, I talked about this weapon a little bit on my past video. I don't think it's amazing, but I'm still going to try and prioritize this over the other rewards just because it is going to be rarer. This is probably going to be the only ever time that this is usable. They could bring out more Whisperers in the future where a Whisperer attack team could be a potential thing. Right now it's maybe not, but I think this has got good usability in things like maybe Conquest and Challenge Run. Particularly Challenge Run because you have 3 fast characters that are obviously Whisperers, and they can go in the same team, and they all can get bonuses from actually hitting crits, so that's going to be good for them. Lastly, there's details on the Suffering roadmap, and as you can see, you need to have a beta grade 5 or higher to complete Act 1 for Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, and so on and so forth. You can see you also get things like 50 silver gear medals, that's the highest tier right now, gold mythic choice boxes, and we'll keep scrolling down for the rewards. And you can also see you get 1 skull per stage that you complete. It does seem like you get 4 skulls for the actual stage completion, and then act completion you get a bonus skull. There's going to be exactly the same deal for Alpha, exactly the same deal for skins. Again for Lydia, it's going to be all of the Whisperers here, and again for Mike. And I think that's pretty much it for the roadmap, as you can see. Now, let's say you only have 2 of these characters. That means you can still pick up 10 skulls and use them and spend them as you wish in the grey market. You would need to have 4 at grade 5 or higher to get your hands on that weapon. It doesn't actually say whether you can complete the axe out of order. I'm kind of assuming you can, but you actually possibly may not. The order the roadmaps went in was Beta, Alpha, Skins, Lydia, Mike. So let's say you actually didn't have Skins, but you had the other 4. You may not be able to complete the entire thing. I'm hoping that that's not the case. I guess we'll have to wait and see when it goes live. And lastly, just confirmation of what's in each of those choice boxes if you so needed it. And it's just the common gear that we always kind of get based on that tier. So while I don't think this weapon is that great, I do think the event itself is actually kind of cool. It does open new potential, you know, for exciting stuff. And we don't get much excitement around weapons. We maybe get like 1, maybe 2 weapons a year outside of Battle Pass. And weapons are such a massive deal. And they don't do too many weapons. Like, you know, the weapon that they did last Halloween was the last one I can really remember being like properly free to play that was actually like legit. I think there was like a Tara rifle that was okay with double attack in there as well. So that's the 1 or 2 a year I'm thinking of. So hopefully these become more commonplace. Each allegiance having their own weapon, that'd be kind of cool. And hopefully once the weapon comes out, characters are kind of developed for that allegiance to work with that weapon and like have either an attack team or a defense team based on however that weapon works. That'd be something cool too. Like for instance, right now there's no leader for these Whisperers, so there's kind of a big missing hole there. And otherwise you could potentially have Mike, Skins, Alpha and Lydia on a team with a leader that could do something else as well, but I don't think many people would use a full team of Whisperers as it stands. However, my opinion of this event will drastically change to quite a negative feeling if we can't go to specific acts we want to do. Because it was obviously originally said that we'd only need 4 of the Whisperers, so a lot of people just went for 4 of the Whisperers. Wasn't said which particular ones we had to go for. So if we can't skip an act, so for instance, let's say someone had Beta and Alpha, which are the first 2 acts, but they didn't have Skins, and then they had Lydia and Mike. Can they skip that 3rd act to go to the Lydia Mike? Yeah, that's going to make the big difference for me. That's mainly because I don't have Skins myself. I went in for Lydia. I'm most likely going to go all in for Lydia as well because I think she's a great character. I got lucky with Mike. I did go on the Doomsday roadmap. I went for the Doomsday token specifically because I liked Mike. So, well, we'll have to see there. Fingers crossed that there is not any foolishness going on here. We'll have to see. But do give me your thoughts on these sort of allegiance weapons. What sort of potential you think they could bring to the game? Do you think it's a good thing? Are you excited for the Whisperer weapon? Let me know in the comments down below. That is the end of my video. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.